Hello everyone, welcome to our Digital Showroom webinar. In a few minutes, you'll learn how to set up your digital showroom, prepare your products, create line sheets, and sell them to your buyers. At the end of the session, we'll have a sneak peek of what's coming in 2024. My name's Rose, and I'm joined by my colleague, Robert. How are you today, Robert?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. Can't wait to start this webinar.
Yes. So before we start, a quick reminder that all of our webinars are recorded and they'll be uploaded to Zedonkopedia as well. The recordings can be played at a slower or faster playback rate with closed captions enabled. So let's dive right in. So in the first part, we'll review the digital showroom module setup and how to prepare your products to sell. Next, we'll create a line sheet and we'll see what your customer's journey looks like when they make their selections. And at the end, we'll go over the upcoming updates to the digital showroom in 2024.
Okay, so the first thing that we'll look at in relation to Digital Showroom is some of the system settings that we need to get in before you can start using your new module. So as usual, I'm going to go to top right hand side and the little cog icon at the bottom. You're going to see the Digital Showroom and we'll start by looking at line sheets and selections, and I'll just work down from the top. So the first is the default line sheet style. You can see you've got color and by swatches. If you click on the little eye, it's going to take you to the Zedonkopedia article where it will just give you a little taster of what each of those look like. So that's split by color, and this one is split by swatches. So it will just show you two products with basically all of the swatches underneath them. Okay. So going back, these tick boxes here, they just sort of give you a few options in terms of what's included in the line sheet. So you can choose which information exactly is going to show there. We've then got the PDF color of spelling. So important for our US clients, you've got the UR or the OR. And then we've got PDF layout options. So again, there's quite a few options for you there. I'd recommend just having a look at that little orange eye icon. And then, you can scroll through. We've already put in some examples of how each document looks for you there. So quite a few different options to kind of go through and choose what you prefer. So the next is whether you import the order as approved or not. It just means that when a buyer places an order in the digital showroom, you can choose whether that goes into your system as approved or not. Most people decide to have it unapproved. So then beneath that, we've got the badge options. These can be applied to products in your digital showroom. Each product can have multiple badges or just one or none at all. So I've got things like bestseller, I've got a GOTS certified, organic cotton. So anything that you need to add, you can just choose your own badges. I just clicked and dragged one from my desktop there to show you how you can customize that. And I think that's about it for that section. So we'll hit save. And then we'll go down one to the buyer portal. I'll just save that. And we'll go into the buyer portal. So the brand name, obviously, this is my fake brand name called Lowly, but you'll put your own brand name in there, and that's going to show in the digital showroom portal for your buyers. For the portal itself, you've got a few different themes, again, that you can choose from. So there's 7 different themes there. And again, if you click the little orange eye, then you'll be able to just scroll through and see what each of those default themes look like. There's different fonts available for each one. So that's something you can decide as you're setting up your digital showroom. Okay, so the next is, again, it's just some information that you'd like to show or not show, like the logo and the season. You've got the color spelling, link expiry dates, and auto reminder. So this is just after you've sent your buyer the link to the portal, you can decide how many days that is available for them to look at for. I'll do 30 days, and I can also set an auto reminder after 10 days. And then we've got, just some more options as to what you'd like to show, as to whether you'd like to sell from stock or whether the customer can order any quantity, allowing of messages, payment terms, shipping terms, things like that. And then you've got the option to add your own terms and conditions document there as well. So I've just got a sample one that I've uploaded just to show you. So that's going to be included with the documentation for your customers. Okay, so next we're going to look at email templates. This works like the other email templates in Zedonk. So you've probably seen this before. You'll set up your email addresses, local parts, and your brand as well. And then you can make different templates for different kinds of documents that you're sending directly from Digital Showroom. So you can add in your default CCs, you can add in your default BCCs, and also add in your reply to address as well. That's really important to get in there. So that's all set up. I've also got the email subject. You can call the email subject whatever you like. And you can also have multiple templates in this area as well. So if you had one for a line sheet and one for a sales order, you could set those up separately depending on exactly what you're sending the buyer the email for. Great. So I won't go into too much detail on that one, but just to show you that you can have multiple templates there. And just a reminder to put your reply to email address in there and CC the reply to as well, so that you've got a record of everything that you're sending out from Zedonk. Great. So we will move on now to the attachments library. Pretty simple area, but this is just a place where you can upload any attachments that you'd like to be sending to your customers from the Digital Showroom module. You've got quite a lot of memory there. So I've uploaded things like my sustainability statement and my terms and conditions. I'll just download that and show you. You can upload anything from like a PNG to a video to a PDF, a JPEG, whatever you prefer. There's lots of different options there. Yep. And that's pretty much it. So it's pretty simple to set up. And yeah, we'll move on to the next part.
Before diving into creating line sheets and selections, make sure you've completed the Digital Showroom setup in the system settings. Now, let's explore the two main areas within the Digital Showroom module. You'll see Digital Showroom. This is where the magic happens. Create line sheets to showcase and organize your products for your buyers. You also have selections. This area is for you to tailor your offerings with personalized selections for specific buyers. Now, something to note, when line sheets are sent to your buyers, these will become a selection for each buyer you have sent a line sheet to. We'll get back to that in a second. Each line sheet that you create has the flexibility to be split by color or swatch. Let's start with creating your very first line sheet. Our first line sheet will be split by color. Click on the New Line Sheet button, enter the name. I'll use Digital Showroom. Maybe I'll add split per color. And I can see here I've got an option to choose split per color. Now, we can enter the description. This can be a short introduction to the products and the line sheet or a guide for your buyers. This will be displayed when your buyers enter the portal, the Digital Showroom portal. You can also enter delivery periods to notify your buyers of when you're expecting to deliver your products. You can control whether you would like to display the fabric, product description, textile content, country of origin, line comments, and you can also choose the PDF attachment layout. You can always use the little eye icon to see what the difference is between different layouts. When you're ready, click the Save button to make sure that your changes have been saved, and then move to the cover image, the next tab. You can upload a cover image to present your collection as your buyers enter the portal. Drag and drop it, and then save. Now I'll move to the next area called Products. And before I add my products in, I need to create a section. The very first section, I'll create a couple of sections. One of them is going to be called Coats, and I can add another one straight from here by clicking OK and add another. This one I'll call furniture. Now I've got my two sections. I can add products. This is a very simple line sheet, but if you'd like to create sections, additional sections or subsections, you can use the button that's located here. You can also rearrange the sections that you create by drag and dropping them here and then filtering through your sections. Now you can either use the quick add from here if you have just a few styles in your system, or you can use advanced add to add multiple products at the same time. So for my coats, I'll use woven and then jackets, and I'll select all displayed in here and then add these 5 products to my coats section. And then I'll do the same for my furniture. I can now add badges to my products and change descriptions. Digital Showroom allows you to provide additional details and product recommendations. So here I can add additional details, line comments, and badges. I can also review the media. So I can review what images I've got already, videos, I can change that media, and I can also select recommendations. Perhaps I want to recommend these items as well. When all products have been added, click Save. I can now preview the portal, see what it looks like. I can review options that I have here. For example, I can change the expiry date, show retail price, show available to sell, available future. These will be synchronized from your production bookout, book-in, and your inventory modules. I can also allow messages, include payment and shipping terms, as well as trade discount. As each buyer portal will look different for each of your customers, I can see when I preview my portal, what will it look like for example, Harrods. A new window will show up. This is a read-only preview, but I can see what it looks like and make sure I'm happy with the look of it. I can also review my available now and available future if I have that information in Zedonk. I can also see what the messages will look like, the order, payment terms, shipping terms, delivery address, trade discount, and the downloads that I've included. Now let's take a look at what the line sheet looks like when we choose the swatches style. To create a new line sheet, click on the green button in the top right corner, enter the name. This time I'll choose swatches as my style. I will use exactly the same details. I'll add a cover image, products, and one thing to note is that even though I've got multiple products split by the color, I can see that they've been grouped together. I'm looking at these furniture, this one city and the chair. Multiple colors have been grouped together for this specific style. Now I'll click on Save and now preview portal for Harrods again to see what it looks like. As you can see, I now see the swatches at the very bottom. If I don't have a swatch available, I'll see something like that. And then for the products, the multiple products that I've got available in different colors, I can see the swatches and the prices in here. If I click on them, I can see that specific product, 360 image, or a video. Now I can quickly change that media. I've just spotted that I'm missing a swatch for this specific product. What I can do is can quickly take a screenshot of this and change media and move it across and save it. Now if I go back to Preview Portal to make sure everything looks as expected, I can see that now the swatch looks as expected. The last option you have is to create a selection. It's perfect for when you know your buyer's preferences and want to add your own recommendations. So you would go to selections first, then click on the green button in the top right corner that says New Selection, select your customer, add a name, and again you can choose between split per color or swatches. I'll use split per color for this one. And then from here you have slightly different options. Link expiry days, within 30 days, auto reminder, all the details here. Selection description, again, I can use a description and instructions for my buyer, delivery period, what I want to include, fabric, product description, textile content, country of origin, and so on. Can also include the payment terms, shipping terms. Go to the cover image and upload my cover image here. Choose specific products that I know my buyer wants to buy. And here in the other recommended products, I can do best sellers. And then add some additional codes to best sellers. And then hit save. And preview portal. I can see my other recommended products in here, so that if my buyer wants to add them, they can quickly add to order. If this is your first line sheet and you want to double check what the experience will look like for your buyers, we recommend you create a customer record for yourself with a contact with your own email address. The process will be the same for the actual buyers, so it's a good practice. First of all, we'll go to customers, create a new customer. I'll call this Zedonk. And then, as I mentioned, I just want to make sure that there is a contact, Robert Zedonk. Now that I have all the details, I can go back to my line sheet and see what it looks like. First of all, go to the Digital Showroom, and for the line sheets that you've created, you can click on the envelope icon and specify the template that you have in your Zedonk, whether you want to send standard attachment or a buyer portal with all the details, including the link expiry, auto reminder, and other options. I'm going to increase that to 90 days, and I want to remind them 60 days. Then from here, I need to choose the email address to my buyer. So I'm going to select this one. I would also recommend to CC yourself. This address will come from your system settings, and then I can further customize the template, the message. I can add a line sheet, any additional attachments that I've got in my digital showroom settings. And as this is just the test for myself, I'm going to click send. After the line sheet is sent to yourself, you can go to the selections area to monitor your buyer's activity. You can use the select move filter to display any columns that are not displayed by default. For example, the image, link URL, delivery period, and so on. Let's see what the experience looks like for your buyer. Firstly, your buyer will receive an email with the link to access the line sheet you just created. As they enter it, Zedonk starts tracking the activity, from last access to which products they selected and submitted. I have split the screen here so that you can see the buyer's view on the right and your view in Zedonk on the left. So let's see. I can see, if I just refresh this page, I can see the sent date. So I sent it on this date, when it expires, when it was last opened, I can see the time, and whether the digital showroom has been submitted and the submitted date. I'll send a message, send it, and then if I click on here, I'll be able to see the messages on Zedonk's end, and I can respond here. And my buyer will be able to receive that message. Now, if I want to make a selection, I'll just go back to the selections. And my buyer, let's see, they want to make an order. Now they want some of the furniture as well. Stock not available, meaning they cannot add it, and you can control that in your system settings. Go to Settings, Digital Showroom, Buyer Portal. The customer can order only available stock, but I can choose the customer can order any quantity and then save. So I'll go back to the selection for Zedonk, and I'll message now. You can order 10 units now. And I can add now 10 units of the orange chair as agreed. While I'm making this selection as the buyer, I can track that on Zedonk by going back to selections, and over here I can see how many products this selection has, how many units have been selected, and in the subtotal I can also, without clicking on the link, click on the current status, and that will show me exactly the view that my buyer has and review what they've added before submitting their order. But hopefully your buyer is now ready to submit. Let's see what that journey looks like. They click on the submit button, enter their name. They can also review terms and conditions, click submit, and the order has been submitted. Now on Zedonk, If I refresh, I can see that the order selection has been submitted. I can review the submitted date, and I can also see the sales order number that has been created in my Zedonk for that selection. If I have a look at the sales order, I can see that it's been set as unapproved. So it's up to me now to review what products have been selected. And after confirming with my buyer, I can then approve it or reject it. As you can see, Zedonk's digital showroom is very intuitive and simple to use. And remember, our fantastic client success team is here for any questions you may have. Now, Rose, let's dive into the upcoming updates in the digital showroom.
Lovely. Well, that gives you everything you need really in terms of getting your digital showroom ready to use and ready to send out to your customers.
Yes, absolutely.
So now we thought we'd just give you a little sneak peek into what the product team are planning on for digital showroom in 2024.
Yes, some really useful updates are coming that actually have come directly from a client's feedback. So that's really exciting to see.
Yeah, you're totally right. We do love your feedback as clients. So great to see how this shapes how Zedonk develops. So what have you got coming up then?
Well, a first thing to mention, which has been requested a lot, is the ability to actually create customers within the digital showroom module itself. Might sound like a small thing, but imagine someone you haven't spoken to before comes into your showroom and you're quickly trying to take down their details. Well, you'll be able to do that right at the same time you're sending them the portal to browse your collection.
Amazing. I can imagine that coming in super handy. So another thing on the same thread, actually, when your buyer is submitting their order in the portal, they will also be able to input their order reference and a customer reference as well. So great if you don't have that information from them yet, as they can just add it in themselves.
Fantastic. Well, the next update also really helps in the scenario when you need a little extra information from your customer. Another thing being added is the ability for customers to add in their own line comments for each product. For example, if they're ordering customized products, it'd be really easy for them to add that in, and it will transfer directly to the selection and sales order once they're submitted.
Great. Yeah, I can imagine that being really useful for a whole range of things, actually. So we're also adding in an order minimum so that you can set yourself. This is probably one of the most heavily requested, and it will mean that you can set both a minimum order quantity of each product and also a minimum total order value as well. So again, really great in those scenarios where you're not physically sat with the customer, just to have that extra customization and parameters for your orders.
Yes, agreed. That one is probably one of the most requested features that will also be really useful. So the last thing we have to mention for now is that we have added an interactive guide to the digital showroom module to help you with the setup and line sheet creation. That's it for what we have to tell you right now, but we're always working on new features and developments, so make sure you look out for our newsletters and webinars to keep in the loop. We'll also be sending out some surveys to gather more of your feedback, so if there's anything you want to see in the future, that's a really great way to let us know.
Okay, everyone, that's it from us today. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you're just excited about 2024 as we are. Just a reminder, as usual, if you have any specific questions about today, you can always submit a help desk ticket from the Ask Us button in the top right-hand side of your Zedonk. And you can also email us at support@zedonk.co.uk. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.